What's up, Kayla?
Hi, John.
How are
Thank you
you?
for taking my call.
Thank you
I'm
for
doing
calling. Good. What's happening?
So my question is, do I still need to host Thanksgiving or Christmas despite the lack of effort from my in-laws?
Tell me more. I'm kind of confused by the question. Tell me more.
So there's like a lot of pressure from our in-laws to host because of our house and our space.
You have a big, nice house?
I mean, I think so.
Okay.
I'm happy where we live.
All right. And so do your in-laws have a small place?
No, they have a nice house too.
Okay. Well, why do they like it when you guys host?
I don't know. Last year, my mother-in-law was like, all the girls in the family got together and we decided we're going to have Thanksgiving at your house. And I was working that day. I'm a nurse. We have 3 little girls. And my husband had to like tell his mom no. And it was hard, but I'm just nervous for this year because I just feel like there's an expectation for us to host.
Have you and your husband ever like sent an email around that says, or had in person that says, we're going to host on a rotation now?
No, we definitely have not done that, but we would like to.
Okay. Here's the devil's advocate. I'll be the devil's advocate here. What does hosting entail? Let me ask you this: are you keeping score, or like we've done it and then now y'all need to do it, or is it if they host in your house, or if they host in your house, you still have to do all the work and you have to clean everything up?
I think for me, so we have 3 little girls.
Okay.
And his family likes to drink heavily.
Okay. Now we're getting
which
to
is
it.
fine. I'm like not their beer police, but I just don't want my kids around that.
Now we're getting to it. That's a totally different conversation. Because if they want you to host and you can't afford it because they expect you to get all the food, all the meat, and all the alcohol or whatever, that's one thing. If they expect you to host and you, because of your job, you work all day, your husband works all day, and it's just not feasible, that's another thing. If they want you to host because you have a nice place and they're embarrassed of their place and you're keeping score, I would say get over it. Just host. It's holidays. This is a whole other thing. This is, I don't want my kids around them. And hosting is now this proxy war.
Yeah. I don't want to say like I don't want them around them, but just I think there has to be like limits. And then our kids are the only kids in the family right now. And I've said it before, like I don't want a bunch of drunk adults around kids.
Who have you said? Who have you said that to?
My husband and my father-in-law.
What does your husband say?
He agrees.
Okay. What's your father-in-law say?
He agrees, but like I don't know how to explain it. Like one time he drank like 12 beers, and I was like, hey, like, you got to drive home, like, just because I think when your kids see it, like, they're going to do it too in the future. Like, behaviors, like your kids are watching.
Yeah.
They're watching us.
Yeah. No, there's a whole host of issues of having a house full of drunk adults around young kids. Your gut is right, okay?
Exactly.
If you host at your house, can you make a no alcohol rule?
I mean, I could try. I just don't think.
I don't know what you try. It's your house.
I just don't see how that would I just don't think that would go over well. I guess.
We're past going over well. We're done with that. It's not going to go well if you host. It's not going to go well if you don't host. So that ship has sailed. What we're looking for now is what is reality and what's the world that you want to inhabit. Because the world you want to inhabit is not going to make them happy with you. So let's let that fantasy go.
That's the reality. Yes. I think that's what sucks.
It's okay. So let's grieve that. It's the worst. And then let's make a plan oriented around what is safe for your kids. What do you want for your household? And what do you and your husband want as potential hosts? And how would we do that? Because I think you're caught in, how do I satisfy these people? I don't want these people mad at me. I'm a new part of their family. I have this other fantasy about these awesome grandparents and aunts and uncles around my kids. You may not have that, Kayla.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Can I just sit with you? That's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Because grandparents are supposed to like delight in their grandkids and spoil them rotten and be obnoxious and silly and not drunk.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, in-laws show up and they relieve the burden. They don't bring burden with them, whether it's their judgments or their, oh my gosh, I don't like this, or I wouldn't have made this, or let's have 12 beers and then drive home in front of, I mean, you see what I'm saying? It shouldn't be that way, and I hate that it is.
So how do I like move forward though? Just like no alcohol? Like how do you?
It's like it's like my last call, the last caller. You don't have an easy path forward, so I think exhaling into that is good, right? So I think it's easy to get trapped thinking, okay, what's the way to navigate this that nobody gets mad and nobody gets hurt, and we all still land. That won't happen here, and so there should be like a relief almost, like okay, if I just keep doing nothing, I'm gonna resent my family. My in-laws, I'm going to hate them. And I'm going to not look forward to the holiday season. Already.
So that's where I'm at. We've been married for 10 years now. And I'm like, I am not excited about the holidays.
Okay, let's stop doing that.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to call you.
All right, so let's stick a flag in that. And I know the ground in Reno's harsh. It's just rocky. But let's just jam a flag in the ground. From this point forward, as for me and my house, we're going to enjoy the holidays. And what does that mean? Reverse engineer that. What is enjoyment? Because you know what? Your kids feel the tension starting in September. They feel the angst. And I don't want to raise my kids in a house where the fall, finally the 1,000,000-degree heat in Reno finally breaks. I don't want my kids thinking about Thanksgiving and Christmas as tense, like and gropey, kind of drunk granddad. I don't want that. I want my kids to remember how relaxed and chill mom and dad were. So what must be true for that? You tell me.
I guess just like setting boundaries.
No. That's like out of a counseling book or like a Cosmo like article. Like be specific in your situation. Do you like having a house full of sober people laughing and having fun?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Listen to your voice right there. That's it. Okay, done. We're going to have people over. Number 2. It's cool to have alcohol when people are responsible and not morons. For a decade, those adults have proven they're morons around alcohol. So, cool. We're not going to drink. And then they get to opt out. Or there's a 1-drink limit. You can have drink tickets, and they got to come through you for, I don't know how you do it, but I mean, but the thing is you have to live in the tension of, I'm going to make these rules for this party. So in my house, here's a good example. We send out an email, like, here's when we're traveling. Here's when we would love to see you. We hope you'll make it. Here are the following items we will not be talking about. This particular year, especially, we will not talk about politics, period. It causes too much fights in my family.
Yeah, I hear you.
Too many smart people and too many overly opinionated people. I am the quiet one at our Thanksgiving table, believe it or not. My house is BANAAS, okay? Everyone in the booth is like, no way. I promise y'all, I'm the quiet one. And so all I have to say is we just send it out. We're not talking about this. Anyone brings up COVID, anyone brings up whatever over the last few years, anyone brings up politics, in our house, at least everybody's like, oh, no, you can't talk about that because Delony, because John said, and everybody's cool with it. We move on. And so it's just about saying, hey, we're going to be a part of this. This is the world we want to create. And we want you to be a part of this thing. And then they as adults get to opt in or out. And you get to be sad. You get to be sad. If they opt out because it's either we go to Thanksgiving and get drunk or we don't want to be in your house. Well, gosh, that sucks if they choose that over you. If they choose that over their grandkids. How heartbreaking is that?
Yeah, but I think even if they don't come, like, we're still going to have a good Thanksgiving
That's right.
as
And
a family.
my wife is obsessed with giant Easters. She loves them. Growing up, her family went to, that was like their big, everybody came. When we moved halfway across the country, we don't have any family around here. And so now we've started a Misfits Easter. Dude, we have randos show up to our house, and it is the best. It's the best. We open the guest room. If you just want to go there and take a nap because you don't know anybody and it's weird, go to bed. And here's this over here, and here's that over there. I want someone to bring like a haircut table and bring a tattoo gun next year, like whatever. We have a wild Easter, but we just curated it that way because this is what we're looking for. Want everybody to show up and meet new people and be energized by random people and have a great day and be celebratory and enjoy each other. And y'all get to decide that. And every year, Kayla, it makes me sad when certain people don't show up. It does. It bums me out. But I try to focus on all the people who did.
Yeah.
You know?
But I bet your kids are happy.
Dude, they're running around like maniacs, but they get their energy from us.
Yeah.
And we're excited to have people over. And we're excited to have a house full of random people that don't care that we didn't, have our house professionally detailed. That we're just a Delony's, man. They're just kind of nuts.
Oh, that's really cool.
But all I'm doing is just trying to paint you a picture of how this thing can be. And you've got 10 years worth of family data showing you what you want to be true will not be true. So you got to do something different. And and I'll say this before I let you go. I'm increasingly exhausted by people just cutting off family. Like, you're out of my life. I think it's always fair to give people a map. Here's where we can connect. And by the way, if I don't know, if someone at my table, if I sent out an email and said, we're not talking about politics, I said, hey, I really need to get your opinion on this political matter, I would entertain that. But they would be saying, hey, we're not just going to use politics and division as a sport. I really want to get people's insights onto this because I don't understand this particular economic policy. I don't get it. I can't wrap my head around it. So we're going to put it on the table. We're going to talk about it. And once y'all start talking about governments hiding Bigfoot truths and, I'm out. I'm done with all that. But let's actually have a conversation. That would be awesome. And so it's not like it's my way or the highway, but this must be true here. And I think you get to decide what that is. And none of it's easy. I think that's the big exhale. None of this is easy. And it would be awesome if it lived up to the fantasy, to the story you made up in your head about your grandparents and your aunts and uncles, or your kids' aunts and uncles and your kids. And it's just not reality. So let's start operating out of reality. And that doesn't mean we don't get to have a house full of fun, wild, good, crazy fun. You just can't get wasted in front of my kids. I'm just not cool with that. I hope that helps, Kayla. Thank you so much for the call. I hope this year's Thanksgiving and Christmas are times of joy and mayhem and celebration, and not yet another year of angst and fear and worry. And that comes from you setting some pretty clear boundaries, then living into them.